The Battle of Jakku would ultimately ensure the destruction of the Galactic Empire. To understand the Galactic Empire's eradication, we first have to look at its genesis under Emperor Palpatine. The Empire was an institution that had been formed to ensure the preservation of one man, Emperor Palpatine, and Emperor Palpatine alone. The organizational structure of the Empire was meant to cause derision and disharmony among the various organizations within it, as they all vied for the favor of the dictator. When the Emperor was killed at the Battle of Endor, 4 years after the Battle of Yavin, the Empire was thrown into chaos. Several factions within the Empire would push for power to become the new Emperor, or at least head of the Empire. During this time, the rebellion would reform into the New Republic. They would gain their own weapons, shipyards, and tech. Additionally, they would begin to attack the Empire brazenly, winning string after string of victories very, very quickly. This would ultimately push the Empire out of most of the known galaxy. The Galactic Empire would fracture into power bases, becoming known largely as, well, the Imperial Remnant. And it would largely lack unity. This would change, however, as the Imperial Remnant would begin to consolidate under Fleet Admiral Gallius Rax. And yes, I'm sure I'm saying that name wrong. The Fleet Admiral would attempt to bring the Imperial Remnant back as a cohesive government. He would restore the Galactic Empire, or at least that's what he publicly claimed to do. Along with the resources he already had, which were vast, the Fleet Admiral would also command the last known Super Star Destroyer of the time, the Ravager. The Fleet Admiral would use a protege of his, Grand Admiral Ray Sloan, to keep the New Republic at bay by having Sloan engage in faux peace talks. During these talks, Rax would attack Chandrila, the capital of the New Republic, and frame Sloan for it. This would not only rid himself of a rival, but it would cause the New Republic to focus its attention elsewhere. The Fleet Admiral would declare himself counselor to the Empire, effectively becoming its leader, and begin the next phase of the Emperor's plan post-mortem. As I had stated, the Empire was never to outlive the Emperor himself. He set up a failsafe to ensure the destruction of the Empire after his death. After all, what good is an empire that cannot protect its own emperor? The Fleet Admiral would centralize a large amount of the Imperial forces. His ultimate plan was to blow up Jakku, and thus most of the Imperial forces that remained. However, against what the Emperor had commanded him to do, the Fleet Admiral was going to take some of the forces with him, feeling that they were worthy to continue on and not be killed. It was by sheer luck that the New Republic had stumbled upon the Imperial forces of Jakku. Not knowing what the Fleet Admiral intended, Mon Mothma would quickly move for a vote to attack Jakku, though she would face political turmoil from both adversaries in the Senate and Imperial sympathizers. Let me just stop a moment to let you consider the wisdom in requiring something as slow and apt to political corruption as the Senate to decide major engagements for a military during a time of war. The vote was cast and it was decided an attack upon Jakku would not occur. Mon Mothma had lost by 5 votes. When Mon Mothma began looking into it, surprise, surprise, it was discovered that 5 senators had been coerced. Many of them voted against the bill because they were worried about their loved ones. After securing the loved ones of the senators who voted against it and ensuring that any corruption had been taken care of, Mon Mothma secured the vote and was able to ensure that a large engagement would occur against the Imperial forces. While the debate to attack Jakku was raging in the New Republic Senate, now self-titled Counselor Rax would prepare his forces for the enemy. This would be exactly what the Emperor had envisioned. Counselor Rax would entrust the space battle to Grand Moff Rand, known to be one of the few elite Imperials still alive after the loss of Endor. The ground forces would be commanded by General Hodner Burham, who had survived both in the Grand Army and Galactic Empire. Being known as the Old Man for surviving as long as he has, it was rumored that the general had led the charge against the last vestiges of the Jedi. This, of course, being after Darth Vader had destroyed the temple on Coruscant. The New Republic military would mobilize its now formidable navy and army and arrive at Jakku, where the battle would begin. Stay tuned next week when I do a battle breakdown of, well, the Battle of Jakku. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you love Star Wars lore, check out my playlist. It'll either be on a little card or in the top right of this video. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and guys, I will see you on the next.